Hi everyone, welcome to and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree and today I'm going to finally sit down and show you guys how I film, edit, and organize my Sims 4 machinimas. So I've redone this video like 20 times because I want it to feel simple and not super technical, just what works for me as a beginner. So if you've been wanting to make Sim stories, I think this video could be helpful. I'm going to show you how I record my scenes, how I keep all my files organized, and how I edit everything so that it all comes together. For my filming setup, I use OBS to record my gameplay, DaVinci Resolve to edit any footage, Canva to edit my photos and thumbnails, and I will use my mic, of course, if I will be speaking during the video. When it comes to in-game tools and mods, these are all the mods that I use in my game to help everything come together. I'll be showing you how to use some of them later on in the tutorial. Very quickly, I'm going to show you guys how I have my folders set up so that I can organize all the footage from my gameplay. So when you go into my YouTube folder, I have a folder for each one of my episodes. Whenever I start a new episode, I will create a new folder so I can organize everything that I need for that specific project. The last thing I'm going to show you guys before we hop into the game is how to change the speed of your cinematic camera. You'll need to go to wherever your game is saved. You can do that by going through the EA app. So if you press manage, view properties, you'll see this install location and then press open folder. From here, you would go to game, bin, and then you'll be in the folder where your game is saved. And then from here, you click on the res folder and then the video camera configuration settings. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you have these three interpolator parameters. Those are the settings that you would mess with to make your camera move slower or faster when you're using the cinematic camera. So these are what my settings are set to. I have the interpolator type set to linear for all three of these settings. And then for the default interpolator time, I have it set to 25 on all three of them. The only thing is once you change anything here, make sure you hit file and then save, and then it should take effect in game. All right, now that we're in game, I'm going to show you guys how to use some of the tools and mods that I mentioned earlier. We'll be going over the cinematic camera controls and like how to find different angles. The first thing I'm going to talk about is my Gshade preset. I use the Boho Dream Gshade preset by Coco Dainty Sims. So the two settings that I use the most when I'm taking screenshots and when I'm shooting scenes is I use the depth of field shader. This one gives you like that blurry cinematic background, and then I also use the cinematic depth of field shader. This one allows you to focus on different objects or views, so whatever your mouse hovers over, it will put into focus. I also have these two shaders hotkeyed on my Gshade. So for the cinematic depth of field, I have it hotkeyed to Shift F4 so I can turn it on and off, and then the other one I have hotkeyed to Shift F3. I like to do it this way because when you're filming, you don't want to have to open up the panel and like click stuff. You just want to be able to quickly apply it and take it off. The next thing that helps with the visuals is the Daybreak or Underworld mod. And what Daybreak does is it makes it constantly daytime no matter what time it is. So it is currently 5 a.m. in the morning in this game. It should be a lot darker, but it's afternoon time. It looks like afternoon time at least. This is very useful when it comes to filming scenes because it can take so long that you'll go throughout a whole Sims day. And with Daybreak in, you don't have to worry about the sun rising or setting or changing lighting. It will be the same lighting until you take it out of your game. The last visual mod I have is the Missing Plumb Bob mod. You can see none of my Sims have a plumb bob on top of their head. I've been playing with this mod for years. I just don't really care to have a plumb bob over my Sim's head. If you don't want to use the Missing Plumb Bob mod, you can use the Headline Effects cheats. To open up your cheat window, you will press Ctrl-Shift-C on your keyboard, and then you will type in Headline Effects off. I will put it on the screen, and this will turn off your plumb bob or any other overhead effects for your Sims, and that way you can take your machinimas or pictures without it being interrupted. So this is where we're going to get into the cinematic camera. So I'm going to zoom out so that everything loads in, and then I'm going to press tab, and this will put me into my cinematic camera. I can move around with my mouse to like just look in different directions, or if I left click, it will lock my camera in place and I can move my mouse freely on screen. Now in the cinematic camera, you use the directional keys to move around. So W is forward, S is backwards, A is to the left, D is to the right, Q is down, and then E is up. In order to move quickly in one direction, you would hold shift down and one of the directional keys to move faster in that direction. So I'm just gonna look around, and I think I wanna get a shot just like this. So here's when I'm gonna start setting my camera angles. So say I want my first camera angle to be right here. I'm gonna press Control and 5 to lock in this first camera angle. You can use numbers 5 through 9 to set your camera angles. So even if I move, if I press Shift and 5, it'll take me right back to that locked in camera angle. So for this shot, I want to move the camera closer to this boy on the skateboard slowly. I'm going to set a second point right here. So I'm going to use the 6 key. I'm going to press Control and 6. And now I have my first 2 points set up. And this is probably where I will start recording. So I will go to my first camera angle. I will resume my game. I will put on my blur. So Shift F3. Then I will press 6 so that it will start moving towards my next camera angle. And there we go, a nice little cinematic shot. So now I'm going to show you how I pose my Sims. I'm going to get a quick video of Tessa playing her guitar while Birdie films her. You can see that they don't currently have any accessories on their current outfits. I'll be showing you how I use the Fashion Authority mod by Lot 51 to set up accessory threats so that I can equip accessories while in live mode. You're going to click on whatever sim. So I'm going to click on Tessa. You go to Fashion Authority, and the first thing you do is go to Settings. You want to enable the accessory merge mode for advanced user. So you have to enable the setting every time you restart your game. So I'm going to enable it since I just loaded up my game again. So now that our setting is enabled, I'm going to click on Tessa. I'm going to go to Fashion Authority, and we're going to create a thread. I'm going to leave it as adult frame. I'm going to keep it as feminine. And now I'm going to create a generic uniform. I'm going to click Start Fresh. And now we have this unnamed thread that was created. Go to Outfit Merging Rules. So you just want to make sure that the only thing you have selected is the category where your accessory is located. So I think the guitar is in rings and the camera is also in rings. Now we're going to click Modify and create a sim. In create a sim, you can see we have the little mannequin doll. So I'm going to go ahead and equip our accessories. So this is the guitar that Tessa uses. So it is in the ring category. I'm done with this one. I'm going to click this plus button right here, like if you're making a second outfit, and I'm going to find Birdie's camera. So I'm going to click on the Nikon camera, and now we're going to head back into live mode. Okay, so now that we're back in game, I'm going to equip these accessories onto my Sims. So I'm going to click on Tessa, go to Fashion Authority. I'm going to click change into any thread. And if I scroll down, you can see the guitar that we just modified in create a sim. So I'm going to equip that to Tessa, and now she has a guitar in her hand. I'm going to get Birdie, and I'm going to change her into her camera. And now I'm going to get into the animation process. This should be the same for Wicked and Wonderful Whims, but if you click Wicked and go to pose, the pose player will now pop up. You can see I have this really big list of poses and animations, but an easier way to find the animation or pose that you need is using the searchable pose player. This way you can search up whatever animation you're looking for. So I am looking for guitar animations for Tessa. So going back to my last tutorial video, I showed you guys how to rename poses and animations in your game. And this is exactly why I did it, because I made sure to add the keyword guitar and added a little description to know exactly what is happening in the animation. I'm going to do the one where she's not speaking. When I resume, she will disappear and reappear doing the animation. We will reposition her in a second. Now I'm going to choose Birdie's animation. So first I'm going to move Tessa. Like, I want her to be playing guitar on the wall, because you can see that she is just hovering midair. So to use the positioner for Wicked Whims, you would click on the pose sim, go to Wicked, go to actions, and then you will enable positioning. There will be these bright arrows above the sim, and you can actually just press on them to move them around. So once I'm done, I'm going to click on this pink circle again and click disable positioning. And now we have her on the wall. For Birdie, I'm actually going to show you guys how to use the pose alignment mod. With the pose alignment mod, you need to be selected as, you know, the posing sim. I'm going to click on the ground and click move to, and Birdie will move to that position. I'm going to have her line up with Tessa. You can do rotate towards and it will rotate your sims. And yeah, now I'm going to show you how to take the shots. Now I'm going to go back into my tab mode. I'm going to lower my camera some, mess with the angle, lock it in place. This is where I'm going to start to get into using all of my numbers. So I'm going to press Control 5 to lock this angle in place. I'm going to use the W key to move forward a little bit. And then I'm going to press Control 6. So now I have this shot of the camera moving closer to Birdie taking this picture of Tessa. But I'm not going to stop there. So I'm actually going to come over her shoulder like this. So I'm going to do Control 7 actually for this one. And then I'm going to move to the right a little bit. And I'm going to do Control 8. My last shot I'm probably going to have be on Tessa. I'm going to do Control 9. I have angles 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and 9. So if I were to start recording, I'm going to put on my blur. I'm going to resume my gameplay, and then I'm going to press 6. I'm going to press Shift 7, and I'm going to press 8 so that the camera starts moving. But we can see that Tessa, we can't see her. So in this shot, I would actually use the other depth of field shader. So I'm going to press Shift F3 to turn off this one and press Shift F4 to turn this one on. And I'm going to actually use my mouse to focus on Tessa so that she's in focus, but Birdie is kind of blurred out. I'm going to change back to my other blur, and then I'm going to go to my last camera angle. So we have this one, and I actually want the camera to move out a little bit. So I'm going to overwrite angle number 5. So I'm going to press Control 5 now. So now we have 9 and 5. So I'm going to start at 9, and then I'm just going to press 5 so that we're moving backwards slowly. And that is it. That's going to be the machinima for now. So now that I'm done with filming, I will go to my folder where all my OBS footage is automatically stored, and I will grab the footage that I need to edit the machinima. Once I do that, I will go right back to this YouTube folder that I showed you guys earlier, and I will go to the video that I'm working on. And what I'll do is drop that footage right into this folder. I'm going to open up DaVinci Resolve so that you guys can see how it all comes together. Okay, so now you can see I have all the footage that I'll need to make this little short intro. And up here in the corner, you can see I have 4 minutes, like right under 4 minutes of footage. So when I start, I'll just let it play, and I will wait for the moment that I see my game is resumed and my blur is on, and when the camera starts to pan. So as soon as I see this camera start to pan, I'm going to pause it. And now I'm going to press Control B, and I'll cut it right here. Press delete, and now that's deleted. Then I'm going to resume. I'm just going to grab like about 6 seconds, and I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to press Control B, and then I'm going to continue to find my next shot. And as soon as I start moving, I'm going to pause it, press Control B, and I'm going to press delete so that it will delete all that footage. I'm going to get a couple seconds of this and then pause. And now I'm going to find the next angle. So I got a shot of this fountain. So I'm going to wait until I start to move the camera. Then I will cut it right here, press delete, and continue. Now I'm going to edit the rest of the footage really quickly so that we don't have to sit here through the whole process. But I'm just cutting out all of the like pausing or me fiddling around with my camera, all of that. That's just what I'm doing so I can get usable footage. This is still not the finished product. So We have 46 seconds and I'm still gonna cut it down shorter because I will actually be editing to music. So you can use whatever music you want to use. So I'm going to grab this one and put it on my timeline. And the beat's about to change right here. So I'm going to cut this first clip and I'm just gonna drag this one forward. I'm gonna go back a little bit. And I'll pause right here because the beat's about to change. I'll cut this little portion, press backspace, drag this next clip forward. And now we have what would be my machinima. Yeah, it went from 4 minutes to 27 seconds. And then I will crop the top to 70 and I will crop the bottom to 70 as well. I will add a transition at the start and the end. So usually when I'm starting like a scene or something, I will do this transition. It's called dip to color dissolve on DaVinci, but it won't just start your clip immediately. It will just like fade in. And I will also do the same thing on the end. So I'm going to add this cross fade minus 3 decibels. And this will help my audio just fade out gently. So now listen to it. And you see it fades nicely instead of just abruptly stopping. Now we have our finished machinima and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. And that is how I would edit a really quick machinima. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will try my best to answer it. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.